Hello, in this video I will show you how to become rich with the best animated story. This is John. He was totally broke and burdened with debt few years ago. Life was teaching lessons to find ways by pushing him around. Instead of getting angry, he was so thankful for these lessons. He was forced to sing to find money for a living. He realized that when you are broke, your brain works harder to make a living. He dreamed and wondered if he would ever have enough income to support his family. After encountering some hardships, he got a job in a company. Unfortunately, he had that in his company most people hate their jobs for different reasons or have sad job stories. But as every coin has two sides, there are many advantages of having job, he says. His job was not just about working from 9 to 6. He realized that having a job improves you as a person and teaches the skills that can be beneficial in the future, even you quit. He was planning how to spend his first salary before getting it. He says it's not all about how much money you make, but how much you keep. Yes, true. Let's be honest, most people make a mess of handling money. The problem is very simple. They spend more than they earn. On the other hand, when he was broke, he learned how to decrease his expenses, which were not so important. He wanted to manage his salary and increase his income, so decided to buy a few books to learn about money. What I learned by reading books is that John recalls with a grin. If you want to create wealth, simply change your thinking. Change your thoughts and you change your world. The most powerful tool to make more money is our mind. Places and people around us can influence on the lifestyle we are living, he adds. Our mindset can be our best friend or enemy depending on how we use it. For example, if you want to become rich, you should think and see things as rich people do. For those, you must differentiate between the rich people's mindset and poor people's mindset. This only can be achieved by reading books about money and meeting rich people. There is a saying, if you want to become rich, you should buy food for rich people. You have to consider spending time with people who are more successful or wealthier than you are. That's why winners are attracted to winners. Ask yourself, are you hanging around with rich people? Do you know any idea how rich people think? How do you spend your time? Comment below. As it said, time is money. For instance, if you make $50,000 a year, in 20 years, you will be a millionaire. If you make $250,000 a year, after 4 years, you will become a millionaire and 5 times richer who makes it in 2 decades. Time matters, and thus, we must value our time and shouldn't waste it. Today never comes tomorrow, and tomorrow has tomorrow. We should do the thing that has to be done today, without living for tomorrow. As tomorrow has its own task, nobody has more time than the others do. Every of us has only 24 hours a day. Management matters. If you want to become rich, you have to know how to manage your time. That can determine your lifestyle. To enrich his mind, John reads more and more books. In the beginning, it was boring and could barely read about 10 or 15 minutes a day. Now he's in love with reading books. He reads whenever he's free. Besides, during weekends or after his job, he did his best to meet open-minded and positive people who are more successful or wealthier than he is. He learned the mindset of rich people, their habits, as well as how to manage his time. After some time, he was able to find his best mentor. One day, his mentor said that if you want to create tremendous wealth, you have to build your assets. Want more money? Increase your assets and decrease your liabilities. It's a simple math. All you have to do is to apply it to your real life. According to Robert Kiyosaki, who is an author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, Assets put money in your pockets, while liabilities take money from your pockets. Easy, right? For example, stocks, intellectual properties, real estate, computer programs, brand names, customer relationship, copyrights, and distribution networks can be an example for assets. Liabilities can be mortgage, loans, loans for school or home, credit cards, home and car. You may say your house is an asset, isn't it? It can be your asset when you rent or give it to use for any business. If it's not giving money, then it's still a liability. Most people misjudge that just because they own something, it's an asset. Stop thinking in that way. If it's taking your money from your pocket, it's a big liability. John used to share his ideas how to become rich with his coworkers, discussed changing thoughts about money, self-development, and buying assets. And he recalls sadly that his workers always say change is difficult. Yes, it is, and people don't like it. They tend to cling to old solutions. People love things that are familiar to them. They are afraid of unfamiliar things. Although they always complain about their current situation, they don't attempt to solve their dissatisfaction and frustration. Thoughts about unfamiliar things lead to fear and anxiety. This doesn't help much. There is one thing guaranteed when making new choices or try something new. This is nothing but experience. He remembers that most people working at a job have a fear of not having any money or starting afresh if they quit. However, John wanted to use the knowledge and personal experiences he learned from books and his mentors. He knew that the application of knowledge and education for the benefit of society is what is important. After organizing his plans with his mentor, he took action immediately rather than thinking too much. While he was still working in a company, he began to search for a business. But making his new business succeed wasn't easy. In the beginning, this new business took as much time, energy, and sacrifice as before. At first, he worked in a company in the daytime and his own little business at night and on weekends. Eventually, he worked full time on his business. While doing his little business, he was able to learn other high income skills and create 4 streams of passive income. It wasn't overnight, and today that little business does millions of dollars a year. In the process, he learned how to develop persistence, which is very important habit, and how to manage fear, as well as how to take calculated risks. John also mentions that givers have a high possibility to succeed in the long term and the ability to create a psychologically safe climate where everyone feels they can contribute. Now let's summarize his story. If you want to become rich, first, change your mindset about money. Change your thoughts and you change your world. To do so, read books and meet positive people. Second, set goals and manage your time. Next, educate yourself. Invest your time, energy, money in improving yourself. This is the best investment you can make. Get a mentor. Next is take action immediately. Number 5, be persistent. Number 6, manage fear. Last one, be a giver. The present is a golden era. Right now, start small, think big, enjoy the process. And make sure you hit the subscribe button and drop a like to support the channel. Thank you.